Today is Father's Day. Father's Day is really not as big as Mother's Day, and the reason why is because men don't really care a whole lot about the celebration of fathers. What men care about more than anything else is the success and survival of the family itself. This is interesting when it comes to Africa and the Bible. When we talk about Africa and the Bible, specifically the Exodus from Egypt, we are concentrated on the liberation of Israel from the oppressive Egyptians. But what we really don't talk about is Exodus chapter 12, verse 37, which talks about the number of men. Well, the Bible says that when the children of Israel left Egypt, there were 600,000 men on foot. That does not count women and children. This is a reference to soldiers. Now, once the Israelites leave Egypt, they wander in the wilderness for 40 years, and then they come to Jericho where they kill every living thing. The men who are doing this are soldiers. These soldiers were trained in Egypt. However, it's important to understand how all this takes place. The men who left Egypt, even though they were slaves, there were men among them that knew how to train the men who became soldiers. Now, once in the wilderness, that generation dies off. However, what we know for a fact is that the martial arts, the training of the soldiers that came out of Egypt, passed on their training to their sons. These sons are the ones who eventually will be with Joshua and take over the promised land. We know that the Egyptians trained the Israelites because we know that at Beni Hassan, and the date is 2100 BC, we see how the ancient Egyptians trained their military and their men. We see battle axe, sword play, archery. We see all types of fighting that the Egyptians were trained in. They were the experts and the highest in those days. There was stick fighting and wrestling and boxing, all types of training for men to defend the family. This is something that we have not taken into account. This is another element of which Africa gave to the Israelites, which is why God tells the Israelites, don't hate the Egyptians because you were a stranger in his land and he gave you so much. Martial arts training or soldier training is one of the great things and most important things because it allowed Israel to defend the family.